Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. A lot going on in the boxing world. Terrence Crawford out there, man, getting his recognition. Deontay Wilder's back. AJ and Fury supposed to be fighting. You got Diego Pacheco fighting tonight. You got a whole lot going on. Devin Haney is bubbling, man. People saying, hey, it's best to fight like Devin Haney. It ain't about playing it safe. It's about winning, making that Wu-Tang cream. Then you got the ladies out there. Baumgartner's back. People still want to see Katie Taylor. Amanda Serrano's back. One of my favorites, Hannah Gabriel's, man. I just really hope, man, we can get her back in the ring. You got Caroline Dubois. You got Michaela Mayer. You got all these fantastic female fighters out there, man. And then you have another one of my favorites, man, Shadaysha Green. Count the green, count the green. Hey, yo, Shadaysha, hold your horses. Why are these people taking it to the stupid? Shadaysha, man, you know why? Because they know that you can fight. They know that you're getting better and better and better. You like the fine wine, you know what I'm saying? Then a certain somebody is like that Mad Dog 2020. Hit you real hard, real fast, right? But it give you a goddamn headache. And who could that be? The goddamn Clarissa Shields, the GWOAT. You know what I'm saying, man? I was listening to her the other day. I'm like, what the hell is she talking about on this live? And let me just say this. Clarissa Shields is an amazing fighter. I want to make sure I say that. I will always say that when I do videos and I'm talking about boxers, especially her, because she is. So Clarissa, I know you be watching my videos. I'm telling you right now. How about this? I think you're great. I think you're great. But I also think that you need to hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. I'm going live. She going live at the same time. I'm like, all right. People are like, oh, she's live. I'm like, cool. I mean, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what she does. So then the next day I'm driving. No, I was actually subbing yesterday, right? And while the kids were subbing for her, I took them down to their interventions, right? So they're down there chilling, doing their little computer stuff. And I had time to watch some of the live. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at the live, and her tone from the start of the live was a defensive tone. Now, I didn't know what to think. I know a lot of people were kind of, sharing, their opinions on the video, but, I don't go off what no one says. I said, well, let me look for myself and see. I figure by this point in time that someone like Clarissa Shields would be done with the online ranting and raving, the online cussing. Would really be thinking about the importance of being a consummate professional, to being a role model, which is something she says she wants to be, and really trying to be an inspiration to people, and not just women, men too. Clarissa Shields, you know what? I've done a lot of great things in life, but you could inspire a guy like me as well. You know what I'm saying? But instead of taking the opportunities to do that, she more or less had a defensive tone from the start of the live. From early in the live, her tone came off defensive rather than celebratory. And maybe that's because as soon as her camera goes on and the live button comes on and people tune in, probably maybe 60, 65% of the people are just attacking her and saying the most ridiculous things. Or some people aren't even trying to be. They're just asking questions because her business is out there. So, yo, Clarissa, hey, yo, hold your horses. It's time for you to stop taking it to the stupid and stop talking your business. Stop, man. Nobody care what you're doing out there with Pap. Nobody care what the hell going on with you and your $1 million and 90K on the wrist and 100K on this and something and this and gonna Neiman Market at the money and I'm gonna get it and I'm rapping and I'm thinking and I bite you in the ankle. Nobody want to hear that. I mean, Papu, yeah, we're gonna do a record. Papu, Pap. Nobody want to hear that no more. You're bringing all the unnecessary attention to you know what I'm saying? You come on a live, you ain't leading with confidence. You come out there with your quills out. We want to hear about your next move or hear about your legacy. Your whole stream, much of the damn stream was all about responding to criticism, Talking about narratives, narratives. And the fans, y'all all bums, y'all all broke bums. Y'all want to be like me. Y'all wish you were me. You wish you looked like me. You wish you had a man like me. Papoose, pat, pat, papoose, pat, 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 papoose, pat, pat. Every woman wants your man. Everybody got to be a broke bum. When you going to come out here, man? Stop with all the criticism. When you going to stand up and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what, I'm somebody. I do that shit every morning since I've been a kid. I'm somebody. F the world. I agree with you on that piece. F the world. Because nobody going to love you like you love yourself. But I mean, we sitting here watching you. I'm like, here we is. She is the standard. She's that top 1%. But what you really think about yourself, GWOAT? All these accolades. Money don't mean shit. You ain't the only one who got money. Get out of here. You don't know nobody. You know none of us. We know your business because you put it out there. You don't know it. You don't know anybody's business out here. You don't know who you could be talking to. But I'll tell you this, that money don't mean shit. Character means something. And I know there's some good in Clarissa Shields. I know that for a fact. But God, boy, it's so hard to see it. Because just right when she give you a little peek behind the tent flap to be like, all right, look at me. Then she come and she give you the shit sandwich. Then she gives you the shit sandwich. And you're like, all right, I'm starving. I'm starving. I want to see the good in her. I want to see the good in her. And I ain't starving that bad. I don't want no shit sandwich. Hell no. But all this matters. Matter of fact, she run around here like she Clarissa Trump, like she the GWOAT. You know what I'm saying? She looking at Donald Trump. He like, I'll grab her by the GWOAT. I'm like, yo, she want to be the goddamn GWOAT now, the greatest woman of the United States. She want to go in there into the White House. She looking at Donald Trump talking about she got her $2 million deal, an $8 million deal, $3 million signing bonus, $16 million of the numbers, and there's more. Tell him, Pat, tell him, Pat, tell him, Pat. You got your pumpkin spice latte. Her champion be hating on his own. He's a broke bum. He's a broke bum. Clarissa, I mess with you because I love you, girl. Because I like you. Don't act like your ass don't have a sense of humor, too. I be watching you. You laugh, scandalous. You don't even have a regular laugh. You laugh. Tongue hanging out your mouth, wrapped around your goddamn head, dragging across your scalp, saliva hitting all four corners of whatever room you in. You laugh like a goddamn scandalous cat, stray cat, alley cat. Donald Trump, He a broke bum. I would have been the GWOAT, but everybody hates on me. Donald Trump hates on me too. Wait till I buy my plane. Tell him, Pat, tell him, Pat. Papoose. My private jet, private jet. Me and Papoose on a private jet sipping pumpkin spice lattes. Hood champion, all he gonna do is hate. He don't talk about no more boxing no more. All he want to talk about is me. Forget it, I'm the GWOAT. I'm the GWOAT. Well, I'll tell you what, man. You can say what you want, but my videos matter. Elite champion like Claressa Shields. She is the real deal. Clarissa's the real deal. I'm telling y'all. You want to go live? I was hoping. I said, people got to be wrong about her. I watch her. So I'm telling you, she got some good in her, man. I expected her to be a bit calm, a bit authoritative, because I know how people can be. I get some that come through my channel too, Clarissa. I know how it is. But maybe I'm just a bit more seasoned. I'm used to dealing with people, attitudes, bullshit, tomfoolery. You know, so I handle it better. But at 30, I'd probably be, I'd probably be a little something lead to something, because, at 30, I didn't have the mentality I have now at 50. At 30, I was a fool. You think you're a fool. You ain't shit compared to how kind of hothead I was. That's why I sit here, man, and I can look at you and be like, because I was judged. I've been through it, man. People don't see the good in you. That's why I be messing with you all the time. I know there's good in you. You did piss me off. When you talked about Layla Ali and talk about Muhammad Ali and he wouldn't have ducked no smoke and this and that. Muhammad Ali would have done this. Muhammad Ali, the man's deceased. Let that man rest in peace, man. You were wrong for that. I don't care what you say or people around you say, what your fans say. You were wrong for that. You don't talk about the deceased. You can only imagine if you have someone who you cared about dearly who passed away and somebody was up here talking about him. I can only imagine if there's something happens in the future. And maybe if you haven't experienced that yet, at some point in time, just the way life works, we go through shit. And then maybe then you'll understand. And maybe that's what it takes for you to come out here and apologize. Because that. If you want to say, why is Hood Champion, he always harassed me. Papoose, papoose, this Hood Champion always doing videos on me now. He never talked about me like this. He said I should be a gazillionaire. He said they were doing me wrong. The secret society should have been giving me this and that. He was a big supporter of me. Now he act like he don't like me. He just a hater. He a broke-ass bum. That's where it comes from. In case you don't know. That's where it comes from. Once I realized you and Layla Ali going back and forth, it's like whatever. It's kind of, it's a little bit fun, but a little bit like, what the hell's the deal here? But the Muhammad Ali stuff, that I ain't like that. That's why ever since then, it's like, I do my little videos like normal, but you're just interesting to me. You are. You're interesting. I started a PSYD right before my first son was born. And there's no need for me to go back and finish it because I don't care. But I was even thinking, I'm like, man, if I went back to do this, man, and part of that, having to do a dissertation, I would probably do it on sports psychology, and you would be the person I would do it on. See what I'm saying? And that's no joke. That's the truth. I'll probably go and finish the PSYD, and I don't know what the expectation, because I'm not doing it, right? But if I was to go back and do it and got the syllabus and I had to, I don't know, figure out what I was going to write on, and I would do a lot of research and stuff, and it would be about you. And someone who's, with your history and everything that you share with the public, I'm not going to talk about it because some of that stuff is, I would never joke about that. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff is deep. But to see how someone like you went on to do what you managed to do as an amateur, and of course through the Olympics, and as a professional fighter, to have those accolades but still don't seem to be at peace, to be out here so volatile, so reckless, have such a potty mouth, you know what I'm saying? To lack etiquette, to lack self-awareness, to not really care about who you offend, to not know when it's time to just listen a whole lot and talk very little, to not be so willing to take the high road. But again, remember what I said. I was 30 once. I was young once, you know what I'm saying? And trust me, there were times I wasn't going to take the high road either. Matter of fact, I would have probably initiated shit. It's not good. You the top 1%. You know what I mean? But that's why when I sit back here and I take a look at you going live, I'm expecting a calm authority. Everybody is almost afraid now, like, oh, she's going live. They cringe. They go there, they want to hear what you have to say, but you immediately turn negative. Or you're trying to address some negativity, but you're putting that out. And then when you get criticism, you want to block people. Even deny things that you're actually doing. You contradict yourself. All this stuff people are saying, man, I know that shit's getting through. I know a lot of it's bothering you. But you just gotta accept the fact that you're in a big glass house. You know what, man? When people who live in glass houses shouldn't be throwing rocks. You throw a rock, you ain't just throwing rocks. You ain't even just throwing rocks. You don't even have a sling. You don't even have a slingshot. You know what I'm saying? You out there with a goddamn catapult with boulders. You wonder why every day your glass house gets broken by fans. Because you're throwing boulders at people. They throw them shits right back at you. I'm telling you should be a gazillionaire. Anyone watching, I'm telling you, Clarissa Shields should be a gazillionaire. She should. You know why she's not a gazillionaire? Because of her. And you know what else? Society is rough. We know. She's a talented girl, but she's a black girl. I ain't want to call her a girl. She's a black woman. And anybody out there say, yeah, I'm telling you, it's hard. Clarissa Shields, her life ain't easy. Any of these fighters, women period, have it hard. I'm telling you, I've been in a situation where I've seen the mentality of men who are in decision-making positions. I'm talking about powerful cats. I'm right there with them. We all, we're peers. Some guys were above me, but for the most part, all of us had a lot of power. And this shit right here, you see this shit here called the pen? One stroke of my pen, I could ruin someone's life. Or I could make it better. And I respected the power that I had. But I've worked around people that had way more power than me. And when it comes to this shit, just because of Clarissa being a female, they would have just tried to ruin her. And then for her to be a black female, she didn't stand a chance unless she had people like me who are in those positions to affect change. To be like, stop. Hammer time. No, I'm joking. But to be like, stop. Why are we taking things that direction? Well, she's just a little this. She's just a little that. If I could do this. I'm like, so what did she do? Well, it's just, and what we're looking for. And so she didn't do anything. All right, so it's your ass. And I put my head on the chopping block a few times for stuff like that. So although I come out here and I make my jokes and talk, papoose, pat, I'm the GWOAT. Shop at Neiman Marcus. I joke and I screw around on here. Don't think for a second. I don't know what's really going, what challenges she faces, but at the same time, you got to take some ownership and accountability. You know what I mean? I had to do it. If I wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't be here right now. And for her to be at a point in time at the top of boxing. Let me tell you something. Just because she has that undisputed distinction at heavyweight for women's boxing, that doesn't mean she's at the top of shit anymore. Because all she's done, in my opinion, over the last several months, maybe the year, is just come down the ladder, step by step by step, till she's almost back at ground zero where she has to start all over again. You look at a lot of the fans, she's lost. A lot of respect, she's lost. A lot of the admiration she had, she's lost. You know what I'm saying? So now when you look at people saying, yo, Clarissa Shields about to fight Franchon Cruz, they're not giving her no respect for that fight. They're saying that she's ducking fights like with Shadesha. She doesn't want to be in there with someone who can beat her. But then I come and I trip up with the quickness and I'm telling the fans, y'all need to hold your horses, stop taking it to the stupid. Franchon Cruz's Zern is a problem. And that's what gets me annoyed with some of these people, man. Franchon Cruz's Zern can win this fight, people. I don't know what the hell y'all thinking about. Franchon gets busy. And the reason why I say it, and I'm going to say it again, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because Franchon continues to get better and better, but she's learned from her mistakes, but she's hungry. She's hungry. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to hear no more of this bullcrap about she can't beat Clarissa. She don't want to hear no more about Clarissa disrespecting her. Because if you watch Clarissa, she's underestimating Franchon. I know they've been both with Demetrius Salita. Seems to be a little bit of a kind of friendship there, or a little bit of a mutual respect. But Clarissa is just totally dismissing Franchon. And I really think that right now, 'tis the season for Claressa Shields to get scalped. The GWOATers will be no more. The GWOAT will be no more. She will get scalped. All that, this my hair, this my hair. All that shit gone. But Franchon Cruz coming in there to take it. And I'll tell you what, somebody gonna get it if Clarissa don't focus on her bread and butter and what made her to who she is right now. It wasn't this rapping shit. Da-ha, da-ha, da-ha-ha-ha-ha. She the rapping Duke. Never know that hip hop could take it this far. Get out of here. You better focus on that damn boxing. Because if for some reason you just happen to barely get by Franchon, which I think is a good chance you lose. But you have been perfect and unpredictable, so it's hard to go against you. Then you got the beast from Paterson, New Jersey. Another one out there, getting better and better, stronger, counterpunching, footwork, speed, everything. Working on that conditioning. Everybody is making sure they're doing any and everything they have to do. Dotting I's, crossing T's, crossing the street, hot cross buns, calling the Red Cross. Got a crossbow to defend their house. They ain't playing with you. And the thing is, if they win, they're on to the next, party like a rock star. If they lose, business as usual. Take a deep breath. They're good. For you, you lose, you're back in the corner again. You got to come out and pray to God you get another win. You lose, you crash, you out of there. You unravel. Papoose got to duck and hide. He got to get the hell up out the house. Because you're going to have that man strapped to the bed like the movie Misery with that 2x4 block in between his ankles. And then they're torturing that man. We know you're going to dive on him. You out there bragging about whipping his ass and shit. That's crazy. Papoose, that man shouldn't even be, that man is innocent bystander here, man, taking all this kind of collateral damage. He shouldn't be taking, he gets shrapnel and shit. He just standing there chilling. You going to war, shrapnel and shit. Just tearing up that man's brand, tearing up that man's name, tearing up that man's image. It's crazy to sit back here and just watch all this, man. And people are like, man, you talk, man, because she's a damn boxer. I really want to, I ain't gonna lie, man, I really want Clarissa Shields to win. Indirectly responding to direct call-outs, man. Look, there's a lot of fighters out there. We know Baumgartner and Clarissa Shields will never fight. That ain't never gonna happen. Just the weight, man. Michaela Mayer seemed to be a little bit too small too. But Shadesha, Hannah Gabriels, those are the fights that I want to see. I understand what happened with Hannah Gabriels, and I understand Hannah Gabriels and talk. Anybody who wants to know, go watch the video on my channel. But this thing about fans don't know boxing, how about this? You don't know fans. People saying I'm scared of. But I mean, it's a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just like you saying people ain't broke bones, you broke bones. Say what people can say what they want, right? You can. So can they. But I do think you're gonna have. I do think no matter what, Clarissa, I know you're watching this video. You fight Franchon, then you have 3 fights left. This damn stuff about having a baby in 2026. Look, stop it. Stop it. Stop talking about that. If it's gonna happen, let it happen. If you're gonna get married to Papoose, let it happen. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you need to be talking about is who your next 4 or 5 or 6 opponents are, the names that you're looking at. And give that to us. We want to hear about that. We don't want to hear no more about you talking about I'm having a baby. Pap want a boy. And if you want a boy, I want a boy. And if you want this, I want it. Nobody want to hear that shit. Talk about boxing. Because if for some reason that stuff don't work out, it's over. I sit here and talk, everybody talking about, I see some of the stuff people be doing, man, you giving people plenty to talk about. But maybe you want to be the villain. Maybe you think, all right, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. I'm going to have them. Maybe you weren't even drinking alcohol in that thing. I look to me, and when anybody go, do all that shit when they taking a shot, that wasn't no apple juice. That wasn't no alkaline water. That was that goddamn Thunderbird. That was that cheap shit, too. You took that shit. Sit down. Thought she didn't drink. Thought she out here being a role model. You out here a couple months before the fight getting intoxicated. Let me drop off the IN. You get intoxicated. Everybody in the club get intoxicated. You weren't even getting tipsy. But you know, if you're not going to come in here and talk about all the names, all the people you're looking at, people are going to say you dodging people. You putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Because for me as a boxing fan, I'd be like, At least I could come out here and talk about that. When Clarissa went live, she said she's going to fight Franchon and maybe Shadesha, and maybe she's going to look at trying to see if Hannah Gabriels is going to be ready to fight me again, but it's got to be at heavyweight. And then after that, maybe I'll try to make a dream fight with a Baumgart, even though it's not reality, or somebody, or maybe I'll do a crossover fight with a female from MMA world, and we do a boxing thing. Like, talk about the fight. Nobody want to hear about this shit about you and what you got going on there. Stop. You want your stuff out there. You can tell that your boy, he don't want his shit out there, period. I'm 50. I just turned 50. He's 47. I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, my youngest brother, 45. So Papoose fall right there within that window. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he don't want his business out there. I'm sure he's tired of that. So talk about boxing. People out here trying to pick your mouth to get you to say stuff about your personal life. Keep that shit to yourself, man. And always talking about your accomplishments. Oh, man, I got my this, I got my that, I got my this, I got my that. Undefeated. That's your crown jewel, huh? Being undefeated, that's your crown jewel. Repeatedly referencing your championships and that being the GWOAT. Now you're the GWOATest, right? Because now you looking at Donald Trump, you're like, Donald Trump, he a broke bum. I be the GWOATest. I be the GWOATest. We know, Clarissa, stop. We know what you've done. You're proven. Everyone knows that you're great. Everyone knows when you come to these right here, you put the bing bings on people. We know. You ain't got to be out here talking about 100,000. Anybody want to fight me? Pat, who's telling Pat? I want to hear that shit no more. But what happened if you lose? What you going to say then? If you lose, what you going to say then? That's what I want to know. Because that rant you did over there on that live, that shit didn't come across like, that came across less like confidence and more like arrogance. Matter of fact, it came more like you were trying to reassure yourself of something with a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of insecurity. It's like you don't want to be embarrassed. Everything is past achievements, past accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear about that no more. Because what happens is fans are going to read you talking about all of your past accomplishments as doubt about what you can do now and in the future. When you dwell in the past, you miss out on future opportunities. And right now, I'm telling you, it look like somebody gonna mess around and scalp you. Somebody gonna scalp her. Back in the day, Super Cat, Nicodemus, them fellas had and Junior Cat and Junior Demons had a song called Scalp Them. Scalp them and hang them up high. Scalp them. You know what I'm saying? And this right here look like the direction you going. So it's a lot of frustration, man, that she seems to have with fan expectations, man. That whole thing during that live, fans pushing for riskier fights. They come talking about that. Claressa Shields pushes back, she start blocking you. They want more dangerous matchups, she block you. They want fewer safe narratives, she block you. They say something about her attitude, she block you. Something about where's Papoose? Oh, he upstairs. Oh, he coming. Oh, he in the studio. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. Oh, he cutting the grass. They sitting there, man, just like, yo. We just sitting here, got questions. Some of them are being cock-a-holes, don't get me wrong, but they just see that live that Clarissa Shields put on, fans just saw her as ungrateful, and they see her as unrealistic. And it matters because, to me, there's a visible disconnect between Clarissa and fans. You see, I don't think majority of the fans were questioning her greatness. They just don't know where you're going. It's your direction is what everybody's questioning. Everybody wants to know. You know what I mean? The live didn't fully bridge that gap as far as your greatness and then the direction you're going. That's why everybody will come out here and just start talking and asking questions. Then you watch the body language, you watch the energy shift. as the live went on, Clarissa Shields' face just started balling up. You know what I mean? It just her facial expression tightening and tightening, more scowling, more aggression. She appeared more irritated reading the comments. You know why? Because majority of that shit was negative. Because you put that energy out there. The energy became more reactive, you know what I mean? And it matters because viewers often trust body language more than words. I always say this when it comes to communication. You want to really know how somebody feels? Watch their body language. Watch them nonverbals. Watch that face. And Clarissa Shields, she can't hide. Her face tells on her. She got a nasty face. And I'm not saying she's ugly. What I'm saying is, when she doesn't like something, that face get nasty, boy. You can look at her face and she don't like it. She don't like it. She don't want to hear it. She can't control it. But that's something that she's got to work on, man. And the longer that live went, the more fans felt they were watching pressure leaking through, not dominance. And, you know, after I watched it, I understood what people were saying and why they were so, like, frustrated and disgusted with her. Because they were like, yo, they just can't do it anymore. And I understand. I'm still rooting for her to a certain extent, but even I understand. It's like, I got to step away from this shit. Because I just don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's lack of clear future vision. You know, that's why I say I don't know. There's like a lack of clear future vision. Like me watching Clarissa Shields over the next 5 years, I'm like, man, she should probably go on and do this and do that right now. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. There's no strong, confident roadmap laid out. And even if somebody doesn't give you that, sometimes you can sit back and watch them and be like, this person's going somewhere. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? You can look at, in boxing, Bam Rodriguez. You can look and see, that joker's onto something. Abdullah Mason, you can look and see, that joker's onto something. You can watch Shadesha Green and be like, she's onto something. You know what I'm saying? You can watch Cruiser Zern, you can watch Baumgartner, you can watch Inoue, you can even watch like Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr., you can watch Bruce Carrington, you can watch guys who've been doing it, guys and girls who've been doing it for a while, who've been doing it, you know, probably kind of now becoming pretty seasoned, and who are just starting. You can see something special. Floyd Mayweather, De La Hoya, Tito Trinidad, Cotto, all them guys back in the day, you can look and just see. Straight through their career, you're like, these guys, they're going to keep moving up the ladder. With Clarissa Shields, I don't see that. I don't see that. That's what I say, but it's a lack of clear future vision. Before, I was like, I was saying, ain't nobody beating her. I don't care what attitude she have, ain't nobody beating her. But now I'm like, oh, she got too much shit going on. You know what I mean? Plenty shit start to stink. I'm like, I ain't wishing bad on her. I'm just telling you, for me, and her future, the vision's not clear. For me, you understand? It's just not clear. So what's the roadmap? You know, we didn't get any of this, anything definitive. I want this person, this person, this person, this one for my 4 fights. We didn't get that. Yeah, she threw out maybe Michaela Mayer and Shadesha and Caroline DeBoss. I want her to turn pass the torch to her. And that's cool, but come out and say, yo, this is, if I have control, because she has a whole lot of control. I want this person, this person, this person, this person. That's it. Those are my 4. If I can't get them, then I don't know. But right now for y'all, you can count on this. Count on this. This is what I'm pushing for, but we just got to wait and see, because we know the secret societies are full effect in business politics. The other thing I want to know is, I'm not sure if you're a snack fighter or not. Are you a snack fighter? Somebody knows. Clarissa Shields a snack fighter? She be wearing the snack shirt, you know, representing, promoting the brand. That's the other thing. You know, are you a snack fighter? That's something that somebody was asking me. I'm like, I don't know. I think she just promotes it, but she may not be, you know, using the products. I don't know. But I think there needs to be a bold declaration of legacy fights. And you need to command challenge to rivals. Come out there and go for it. You know, it matters. Great champion used to use lives to set up the agenda. Clarissa Shields is set on no agenda for boxing. It's just about trying to have a child and try to lock down Pat Pools, trap his ass over there in the courthouse somewhere and put a ring on him. That's what her agenda is. She ain't come and set an agenda for boxing. She's trying to set an agenda to be with child and be somebody's mother. The live felt more like responding to the agenda other people have set, not coming out here talking about what her agenda is. And it's just frustrating for a lot of fans. So I tell you what, a lot of fans walked away from that live and they were like, she sounds like she's tired of defending herself. She sounds exhausted. She sounds sad. She sounds lonely. She sounds hurt. Yeah, she's great, but she's unsure. She's vulnerable. This is a time for somebody to take that scalp. She hasn't fully grown into the calm. She's not an unbothered champion yet. She's still bothered. When is she going to get to that phase where she can just leave shit alone? And, you know, this ties directly into the narrative, like on my channel, man, that we've been exploring, you know what I'm saying? Really great fighter, but still emotionally evolving in the public eye. That's why some people say, like, even though she's 30, she's kind of growing up in front of us. And I think that perfectly sums it up, that we have a great fighter who's emotionally evolving here in front of the public. And that's why somebody needs to, you know, get control of her microphone and her phone and her computer, wherever she's at, and be like, stay off of this shit. Stay off of social media. You're hurting yourself. But the live was important. Because to me, it wasn't about boxing skills. It was about identity. And Clarissa Shields has this thing, in my opinion, where she's out here saying, look, I'm okay, you're not okay. Is because she probably grew up her whole life feeling like they're okay, I'm not okay. And now that she has, you know, a little bit of money, has some success, probably have people around her, man, who truly don't care about her, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to call them frenemies and shit. She out here feeling herself, but when she all alone, I'm sure things get rough, you know what I'm saying? Because a person can't leave their mind behind, you know? But anyway, a person can say, well, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not saying I'm right. All I can do is speculate, assume, make a few predictions and dialogue about it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that live wasn't about boxing skills. I don't even watch that shit. I don't be on anybody. It's not just her. I don't go looking at people's stuff. I'm too goddamn busy. But when I had downtime, I mean, I had like an hour to do nothing. That's conference time, you know, in the school. I ain't conferencing shit. I'm chilling. I was drinking my coffee, and about 15 minutes went by, and I was just chilling. And I was reading something on boxing scene, and I said, shit, I got time. Let me see what these people were talking about. And I went. That's when I was watching it, and I was just like, this ain't about boxing. This is about her identity. And what I took from it, she's a champion, still fighting external noise. She hasn't learned how to deal with that and just walk away, leave it alone. She's a woman balancing legacy with vulnerability and wanting to be loved, wanting to feel important, wanting to have a family, and a star trying to control the narrative while clearly affecting it and contributing it and exacerbating it. And as a result, you get compelling content, but also it's risky if not handled carefully. And I don't think she's delicately handling her content, her personal life, her professional life. And as a result, it gives cats out here who are looking for an opportunity to do content on her, drop videos and YouTube shorts, whatever, and to come into her comment section and just berate her, gives them opportunities. And a guy like me who is not really thinking about doing no video on her, it's just so much there where it's like, shit. And then I have so many people on my channel who are looking for it. It's like, well, I got to make sure that I'm keeping everybody on my channel happy. We got the diehards on my channel. I'm a diehard. But I also recognize I have a lot of ladies on my channel, and they want to hear about this too. So that's why I've been doing a lot of videos on it, because of the channel. So if somebody say, hey, we want more from this or more on that, I do it, because it's not work to me. I enjoy it. But anyway, what I will say is, you look at Floyd, you look at Crawford, you look at Canelo, you look at Ward, you look at all these Sugar Ray Leonards, you look at all these great male fighters. She can pull from those guys, but one thing I'll say is they had something about them that was likable. It's hard to find anything about Claressa Shields that's likable, but I know it's there because I talk about it all the time, and I'm gonna say it again. When she talks about her grandmother, that time with her grandmother, she sounded like she was happy. A lot of love comes out of her there. But you know what? It may seem like fans are harsher on Clarissa than male champions. And maybe at times, maybe. But this victim stance that she wants to put herself in, because you know what? You can just go right there to Twitter and look and see how she talks to people. You can go to you can go to Instagram. You can go to anywhere where she has a social media presence. Look how she talks. Look in interviews how she talks. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Clarissa Shields and her future. But for me, man, you know, I'll just go ahead and say this like I said before. As far as her future, man, there's a lack of a clear future vision. Until she sorts things out, she gonna always have it tough out here on social media, man. And let me tell you something, 20, 30 years down the road, all this shit that she puts out there, the cussing, the carrying on, the sucking back snot while chewing up chicken, and all this other shit that she does, and the girl that Neiman Marcus and them up and that go get it, and all that rapping shit. Let me tell you something, it's gonna be out there. She gonna regret it. Anyway, I'm about to go. I gotta go down here and get these oils. We out here hustling these little oils. My son is getting busy in school. Little do me. Anyway, y'all enjoy your day. I'm about to go and get my espresso and hit the road with two of my sons. The other two at Six Flags chilling. They're a year apart, so they be together all the time. But we about to roll. But for Clarissa Shields, give us something positive, man. Give us something positive. And, you know, come on to the show. We always live in here Monday through Friday, like 9 o'clock at night. I'll go live today. I don't know what time, but come on, call into the show. You can say whatever you want. You can disagree. You can agree. I'm not going to ask you no questions, nothing sexual. I'm not going to come out here trying to talk about your relationship with Papoose and all that and this and him being married. I wouldn't do that. But I would talk boxing with you. And there's a lot of people who watch the channel. There's a lot of female boxers who watch the channel. Not just Shadeisha Green and what's her name and Hannah Gabriel's. There are quite a few, and who I've communicated with. But I told them I'm not going to come out here and talk about anything until they come out here and talk about it themselves. But you're more than welcome to come on. I'm not trying to have you come on for clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? Got about 5,000 subscribers who just Clarissa Shields, who have a strong interest in you. So come on and have a chit chat. And everybody out here has a strong interest in you, but I got 5,000 diehards, boy. It'll be cool. Anyway, you be cool. You probably do a rap about me, but hey, you better hold your horses because I rap too. So you do a diss track on me, I do a diss track on you. And if Papoose want to jump in, I throw one on him too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared. We can go bar for bar. I ain't scared. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, 7 continents. I got to roll now. In the breeze.